Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the League Wide Wednesday. I am your host, Miss Phins. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button on your way in. Hit that like button on your way in, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yes, today we're gonna discuss obviously the entire NFL. Gonna go over obviously our where is this puppy? Uh We're gonna go. Oh, ha 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 ha! Our impact players. We're gonna review. Our there it is. We're gonna review our players. Obviously, who we thought, and go over the games that happened this weekend in championship weekend. Obviously, and then we have what is it called? Um we have the Pro Bowl going on, guys. So yeah, so we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about the Pro Bowl, guys. So appreciate y'all. Obviously, you can catch League Wide Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. where we do our recaps, our reviews, impact players, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. My co-host, Mr. Color Commentary. Uh, he'll be here or not. I don't know. I'm sure he'll be here, but either way, we're gonna go through the games, guys. So don't worry. We got the AFC NFC recap, guys. I know I put Super Bowl 59 review, but nah, we ain't doing that because, I mean, Super Bowl's in 2 weeks. So, really not going to do it. I mean, in 2 weeks, like a week and change. You know what I mean? So, there you go. Let me take this off so I'm not distracted, guys. So, hit the like button, guys, on your way in. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, let me go ahead and pull it up here, guys. Man. What is the score? Real quick here. Thank you so much. One moment. Hey, we got Adam S, one of our awesome members. Good evening, y'all. Fins up. Thank you. Michael K in the building. Bet he is watching the tiebreaker set for the Invitational Pickleball Tournament. Maybe he probably is if we know him. So we gotta check it out. It's gonna be fun, guys. It's not even a big deal. He what do you call it? I know he gets and I know he also gets what do you call it? He's dealing with some physical stuff too, so I don't wanna go take away from him. So he'll get here eventually. If not, we're still here. We're still kicking it. So let's make it happen, guys. Thank you so much. Um let me keep my perfect. Appreciate y'all. Okay. So here are the two games. Let me share my screen real quick. Listen, the Commanders, give it up to the Commanders, man. The Commanders did their job. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. It's a young rookie quarterback. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what to expect. Obviously, they were playing with house money. Nobody had them beating the Lions last week, and then they come back, and then they're up and up here showing up in the AFC Championship. Like that really wasn't something that was expected at all. But guys, let me tell you, it's uh it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's all I gotta say. The fact that they were able to go ahead and show up for their team in the last few weeks, holy smokes. It was good. Never know. He could have ate much cheese struggling to come up. Michael K, leave color alone, man. Leave color alone. But seriously, look, let's walk through this game, guys. This game was insane. What we're seeing from the Eagles, it should, keyword should, take them to all the way and win the Super Bowl. It should. It should keep them and get them all the way. I already took them to the Super Bowl. Now it's time for them to actually get over that hump. And I think they can, honestly. I really do think that they can. The Eagles had a really good game, but who stepped up the most, in my opinion? You can see all the offense. Obviously, they had what, five or seven rushing touchdowns? It was insane. It was more of their defense that made the difference, in my opinion. That defense was all over the place. They made it really tough for their young rookie quarterback. Obviously, you have to take a look at what's going on as far as uh himself. This was a pretty close game. I mean, but at the end of the day, it was the Eagles defense that made the biggest difference. There is no other way of explaining this or saying anything. Like it this was the difference overall. It was absolutely the defense. So yeah, in my opinion, it was absolutely the defense that made it happen. Because look, I mean, Jaden Daniel was able to get it to the other side and able to get his team in field goal range, but they couldn't punch it in and get that touchdown that they needed. In my opinion, they couldn't have traded field goals. They needed to get touchdowns, especially when you have such an explosive player like Barkley. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do it. I mean, look, they got that 34-yard field goal, but then here comes literally seconds later. You can't even make this up. It was seconds later. Poof. Saquon with a 60-yard rushing touch. Like it was crazy. Seconds later. That at least that's what it felt like. And then just a few minutes left after that, they come back and here comes Saquon again with another touchdown. You blinked and they had back to back touchdowns. That's what was so good about the Eagles defense. They were able to give them opportunities. So you take a look at the field goal here, then you have the touchdown by the Eagles, right? That one play where Saquon literally 18 seconds, the man hook. He took that puppy all the way to the house, 60-yard. I mean, it was a punch to the face for the Washington's defense, but they did what they did. And then look, the Eagles defense made sure to go ahead and force that fumble, got the ball, recovered it, and took it down six plays for another touchdown, another rushing touchdown. But one thing that I saw is that Washington never stopped trying. They went ahead and they actually marched down the field. They got their 10 plays. They scored a 45-yard field goal to keep it as close as possible. So it wasn't like it was a complete blowout in that first half. That first half, it was still a game, ladies and gentlemen. And the fact that the Eagles in their next possession marched it down the field and missed a field goal, it almost opened it up like, oh, wait a minute. Is the rookie really going to make this happen? At that point, I know everybody was thinking, holy smokes, can you imagine if Washington's able to score a touchdown, boom, 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 and that's exactly what they do, but they miss a PAT. Or wait, hold on. Not the PAT, is it? Yeah, yeah. They failed the 2-point conversion on that one. But even failing, which I am so like, I personally, unless it's like the fourth quarter, I don't like going for two at any time. Like that's just me personally. They should have just kicked the field goal. They would have been down by one. It would have been 13-14. Then obviously here comes again the Eagles, that touchdown, man. They were able to make it happen. come all the way down and score that touchdown. And then they, if I'm not mistaken, this is the missed um, PAT. So you definitely saw it. They were able to go ahead and oh, oh my God, never mind. It was a 2 point conversion attempt that again was, which this is sad. I give it up to the Washington defense. First and goal at the Washington 1, and they couldn't get that 1 yard. Yeah, that was fine. But hey, it happens. It is what it is. All I know is at the end of the day, um, the offense for the Eagles was matching what their defense was giving them, with that exception of that missed field goal. He missed it, but it was, it happens. But here comes the defense again. The offense scores a touchdown. Defense goes out there and gets the fumble. Then the offense repays them, gets another touchdown. And what do? The defense, instead of letting the Washington Commanders go down there and get a touchdown, nope. You're gonna go ahead and kick that field goal and look at it, 15-27, for this game. And that's where we're at in that first half. This was a very competitive game, even though it was 15-27. It was still a competitive game, guys. You can't say that it wasn't a competitive game. It still was. Because look, they scored a touchdown, 26. It makes it what, 21 points, right? 21 points, 22 points. They'd only be down by 5 points at that point. If they were smart to go for the PAT versus another 2 point failed conversion. But that's something that, in my opinion, they were able to go ahead and do, and it was still viable for them. That's why I feel personally that this is still a pretty good game by the rookies, but you can't stop the power like this when you have the Eagles and their explosive offense. Now, I shout out to the Washington Commanders making adjustments in that second half. They went ahead and forced the Eagles to punt after 3 plays, three and out. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. But the offense has to reward them, not go negative 3 yards and then have to punt the ball. So the Eagles defense went ahead and got that stop, and they scored a touchdown. Washington went down, scored a touchdown. At this point, they're practically playing prevent defense for the most part. Here comes the Washington defense allowing or forcing the punt by the Eagles. But again, Washington, the offense, another fumble. You cannot lose the turnover battle and expect to win, man. It's not gonna happen. You're not winning, especially now with what, 3, 4 giveaways. You can't. So that defense was the major reason why, in my opinion, the Eagles were able to go ahead and be so dominant on the Commanders, because again, the defense was able to get stops, and the offense rewarded them by scoring touchdowns. And that's exactly what they did. We had another turnover on down by that defense. What did the offense do? Let's go ahead and get that touchdown. Then the defense again gets an interception after 10 plays. What does the offense do? Rewards them with another touchdown. Then another turnover on down by that defense, and they get the ball back and just knee it up. That is what you're supposed to do as a complete game between offense and defense. And that's exactly what the Eagles did. So when we break down, Chiefs Eagles next week for the preview of the Super Bowl, this is something that you're gonna have to go ahead and take into consideration. The fact that the Eagles were able to play a complete game, both in offense, defense, and special team. Mind you, that missed field goal doesn't help anybody, but it was still a very good, well-rounded, complete team win. Saquon Barkley went off as he usually does. Jalen Hurts did exactly what he needed to do. He protected the ball. He worked with his leg, got first downs, extended plays, And that defense, that's the part that, let me take a look at the defense real quick. And the Eagles defense, look at this. The defense was all over the place. I mean, Gainwell got one, Bound got one, Blankenship got another. Like, they recovered three fumbles. They did their jobs. You had several tackle for loss, several sacks. You had, I mean, Jordan Davis, I mean, he literally ticked off at pretty much every single category here. QB hits, passes deflected. This is exactly what you're supposed to do by having a stout defense. And the Eagles defense and Vic Fangio, they did exactly what they were supposed to do versus the divisional opponent. And they got the win. And this was, in my opinion, this was a defensive led game. I know the offense put up 55 points, yay, 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 but it was the defense that gave them the opportunity, in my opinion. Because not only did they get giveaway, they takeaways, they also were able to go ahead and um force three and outs as well and punts. What up, Aquavision? Welcome, Miss Phins. Eagles don't fly in domes, really? Cause I mean, maybe they do. I'm just saying. Don't count them completely out. Do not count them completely out. And even in the passing game, like, it was still a pretty even game. You're seeing their top three receivers, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goddard, their tight end, and AJ Brown. I mean, they got significant they caught significant passes. Brown 6 of 8, Goddard 7 of 8, Devonta Smith 4 for 4. 4 for 4. So this is good. This is actually pretty good by the Eagles. The Commanders, on the other hand, unfortunately, a victim of being young, not having the experience. You got a rookie, a rookie running back, wide receiver, well, running back with Brian Robinson Jr., rookie quarterback, obviously. Austin Eckler, he's got experience. He's the vet, but I mean, you got some veterans mixed in with really young players. So that's something that you gotta take into consideration. Now, Austin Eckler, Nick McNichols, Brown, all three of them fumble and lost it. You don't help out your team with that, man. You need your running back to protect that ball. You absolutely do. And Jaden Daniels obviously didn't help with that interception that he threw, but at the end of the day, again, it was the defense of the Eagles that made this happen. This is a great game to watch. I think the Commanders are going to learn a lot from this game, and this should be very exciting for their future because the Eagles are already your divisional rivals and you've already beat them in the regular season 36-33. So you know you could put up points on them. You know that you could stop them in defense. So now it's taking all that information that you got for the year one and being able to put in a game plan for next year, and hopefully you can compete for that division, or if not, at least make it as a wild card team. And hey, maybe perhaps they might be back to the NFC Championship. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the NFC, the NFC Championship. To me, it's pretty interesting. I mean, Eagles definitely did what they were supposed to do. They were favored by 6, and they beat them by 22 points. But that's something that you can expect from a veteran team like the Eagles. You see, they had what, 100 more passing overall yards. They had 6 more first downs. The Eagles did, and 0 turnovers versus the 4 that the Commanders had. So you just see that the youth in the Commanders, inexperience as well. Eagles have been back. There's the second time in the last 5 years that the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl. So this team, this collective already has that experience. So they know what it takes in the playoff. They know what it is to have to turn it up in critical moments to be able to go ahead and get that win to get to the big game. And they did what they were supposed to do. And look, the time of possession was 50-50. So it was overall a really good, well executed defensive game by Vic Fangio, the execution by their players, and then it was a good game by that offense to take advantage of all those extra opportunities. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, it's my dad. The Patriots fan, so you know what I got to deal with. Um, but yeah, that's it. It's a great game, man. And shout out to Saquon Barkley, who should be the MVP. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey, we got Joe Riss in the building, one of our awesome members. Let's go, Joe Riss. How you doing? I knew it would be Chiefs Eagles. You almost don't even want to say it, but you kind of should have expected it, you know? Like, I'm not too entirely surprised it's them. The Bills never stood a chance. I don't agree with that at all. I think the Bills didn't execute, but we're gonna talk about that game in a second here. Let me pull it up real quick. Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk on League Wide Wednesdays. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna break down this game just like we did the other one, guys. So bear with me. We've been talking about it all week, but I wanted to bring you a little bit even more details. Obviously, this particular game, it's dealing with the two-time back-to-back Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the ever Cinderella team of the Buffalo Bills. So you can see why Buffalo is really working to try to go ahead and get to the Super Bowl, but clearly they didn't make it happen. So there it is. They did not make it happen. But it is what it is. The Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl 11 months ago. It's so sad, but it's so true, and it's so annoying. Oh God, it's like the Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? For anybody, especially in the AFC, even more especially in the AFC East, who had to deal with the Patriots for 20 plus years. Oh my God. Now we got the Chiefs. This is unfair, man. This sucks. Why can my team be the dynasty team? No, like God, man, if we could have somehow, by some miracle, when Andy Reid left the Eagles, man, as the winningest head coach for the Eagles franchise, funny enough, that's exactly who he's about to face yet again. One of the only head coaches, ladies and gentlemen, to win over 100 games with two different franchises. Someone told me someone else did it, but from my research, he's the only one. So I'm gonna stick to that. But there might be one other coach that did it. Doubt it. But yeah, this was intense, ladies and gentlemen, because what if we had Mahomes and we don't have the ownership to be able to. You know what we would have done? We would have had Andy Reid, right? We would have had at this point Chris Greer. Chris Greer would have somehow pissed off Andy Reid, and he's like, you know what? I'm out of here. Bye. And then we would have had Andy Reid maybe for 2 or 3 years max. We would have, maybe had somebody, and then just completely just messed that up, and then he would still end up in the Chiefs, and they would still be a dynasty. Like it's inevitable, people. So here's to our misery. But 29-32, the Chiefs narrowly edge out the Buffalo Bills, ladies and gentlemen, to make it to their third straight Super Bowl after winning the previous two. The Kansas City Chiefs are not even the first team to do. Well, they're the first team to do it after winning it back to back. I'll give them that. But to go to three Super Bowls, they're not even the only team that done that. Um we've had I think 4 or 5 teams have actually done that. The Bills themselves went to 4 straight Super Bowls. Lost all of them, but they still went. You know what I mean? So, like, we're not about to pretend like this is something, oh my God, they're making history. Yes, I guess technically they're the first team to make it after winning the previous two, but the Miami Dolphins were the first team to make it to 3 Super Bowls, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody had ever done that. We went in 71, 72, 73, lost in 71, won 72 and 73. Man, I wish we would have won. I guarantee you, if we would have won 71, then 72, perfect. 73, could we have won 74? Oh my God, that would be so sexy. But anyhow, it is what it is. Yeah, I agree, Joe. Mahomes chasing Brady ring count. Of course. Of course. Of course. Well, if I'm not mistaken, they only have 3 rings, right? They only have 3 Super Bowl rings, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. And as a franchise, they only have 4 Super Bowl wins. So, yeah, they still are 2 Super Bowls away from even tying the winningest franchise ever, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers at 6 rings. And then second team to do it, which is the New England Patriots at 6 rings. So we have multiple teams that have won 5, like the Dallas Cowboys. We've got also the San Francisco 49ers at 5 as well. You've got Denver Broncos who've won 4. You also even have there's a couple other teams that have won 3 Super Bowls. Can't remember it right now, but you see what I mean. These are very elite teams who have won at least 2 Super Bowls or more. And the Dolphins are right then and there, and we put that cherry on top by winning and being perfect. So I'm always gonna give love to my team. It is what it is. People deal with it. So yeah, so they advanced to their third straight Super Bowl after winning the first 2. Let's clarify that. But this was a close game. We expected it to be a close game. As far as the actual performance of the team, it went down to I could almost just copy like copy and paste what I said about the Eagles, about the Chiefs. This team was led, in my opinion, the entire last 2 seasons. The Kansas City Chiefs have been led by their defense. Their defense with Steve Spagnuolo, holy smokes, literally one of the best defenses you're gonna find in the NFL in the last 5 to 7 years. What we're seeing from the Chiefs, it only proves that they're finding ways to win, and that makes them even scarier because when they look like bums, they're actually just finding a new way to arrive to the same destination, which is the Super Bowl. They are they're being hybrids right now. They're literally find oh, you know what? We won this way by destroying every team and blowing them out. What is it to be? I mean, they're the only team in the regular season to not score 30 plus points and go 15-2. 3 teams did that, and the other 2 teams have a top 5 pick. They're the only ones with a winning record, and let alone 15-2. They're also one of the only teams to have what 10 one score games and win them all. Like it's a as much, I think, 10 or 11. That's a record too in the NFL, and so many close games that are one score games. And they haven't stopped. They're finding ways to win. So when I gotta give it up to the Clark, the Hunt family, to Andy Reid, and to Patrick Mahomes, because they did something that most people thought, oh my God, this is ridiculous. They were the smartest team at the time because they had Alex Smith. They let the man when they drafted Mahomes, which they traded with Buffalo Bills to get him, mind you. They had Alex Smith. People forget they went to the AFC Championship with Alex Smith. Like people pretend like the Chiefs were bad, and and Reed was the head coach. They had success prior to Mahomes, ladies and gentlemen. And Alex Smith, obviously that horrible injury ended up letting Mahomes be the starter. But once they realized, holy smokes, we got our guy, they won that first Super Bowl. They locked them up to a 10-year, $500 million contract. Never been seen before. Obviously, most of that is fluff money, which is what I call. I believe it was about 120 fully guaranteed. The rest was, some of it was bonus and here and there. And obviously, it was gonna get reworked and things like that. But once they knew they had their guy, they really made sure they locked them down. What's up, Joseph? Hey, how you doing, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Joe says, I'd rather them get their Super Bowl wins when we aren't in the playoffs. Yeah, I get it. Mm. Now, as far as for the Bills, let's break this puppy down. Because this is what I mean. Let's go play by play. Um, this was actually a pretty even game. Both defenses came out hot. Specifically the Chiefs defense. They forced that three and out. How does the Kansas City Chief offense reward their defense? Boom, they score a touchdown, 90 yards, 9 plays. Let's go, let's get it. Then the defense stopped the Bills from scoring a touchdown and keep them to just scoring a field goal. It's another reward. Now, Kansas City did fund the ball, so shout out to the Bills defense because guess what? They were rewarded the next possession, and the Bills marched down the field and scored their touchdown. Now, at that point, here comes Johnny, and the Chiefs ended up scoring their doing their play, their drive, taking what the defense is giving them, going down there and scoring their touchdown. But what one thing that I need people to understand, this was an even different way that Patrick Mahomes won this game, ladies and gentlemen, because Patrick Mahomes in this game looked like Josh Allen and what Josh Allen typically does. Josh Allen will beat you with his leg. We all know Mahomes does that. He gets first downs. He averages, I almost feel like 15 yards every time with his little like dad bod belly, whatever. But yeah, that's what he typically does. But in this game, he got two rushing touchdowns. He worked with his legs. He made sure he just elevated his game. It's actually kind of funny that the Chiefs made Josh Allen look like a regular quarterback, even though he had half a cape. He didn't fully cape like he normally does because he couldn't get out and actually do it. Chris Jones was on his tail the whole night. Um, but you're seeing it here. Xavier Worthy, another mistake the Bills did. Literally, I still remember when Xavier Worthy was drafted. Dude, the little chime thingy. The Buffalo Bills have traded with the Kansas City Chiefs for I forgot what was it, the 18th pick or something like that. They select Xavier Worthy out of, I think it's Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I was like, whoa, no way. Okay, okay. That was crazy, but hey, they got their speedster. They needed weapons. That's exactly what they did, right? And here comes the Kansas City defense again, forcing a punt to the Bills. How does the Kansas City defense reward their defense? They scored a touchdown. They give up a touchdown the next drive to the Bills, but they made sure that they got that touchdown. Now, it took Josh Allen being Josh Allen, doing Josh Allen things to be able to get that touchdown, but they still made it happen. This is still a close game, ladies and gentlemen. It's 16-21. Like, this isn't a blowout whatsoever. This is a very competitive game, and that's what you expected out of these two teams. But it was going to be the defense versus the defense no matter what. Joseph says, let's all go to Spain and see. Joseph, if you want to donate to Miss Phins a flight, hotel, and game ticket, please, oh please, let me know, my friend. That's all I gotta say. Cause I definitely want to go for sure. Second half. Here comes the Bills defense making an adjustment. They go ahead and force that punt. They reward their off the offense rewards them by getting that touchdown. The next play, 22-21, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? Something that the Bills did, which I found very interesting. 2-point conversion attempt. Josh Allen was sacked in this one. Okay. And when they let me see, first and goal. Okay, there you go. No huddle shotgun, short pass to Dawson Knox. Okay, for 7 yards. Got it. Second and goal at the 2 yard line, ladies and gentlemen. At the 2 yard line. Ah, Joe, you're so lucky. I'll be going if I can get tickets. Lucky. Uh, let's see here. 2 yard line, right? Then you got James Cook, left guard to Kansas City, one for 1 yard. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do it, right? Handoff. Why are we not pushing? Why are we not pushing again with James Cook, who's your running back? Why are we not doing a QB sneak? You're at the 1 yard line. It's third and goal at the one. Jump for that ball. I mean, how many times have we seen Josh Allen do that? Just jump over. Have everybody push, you stay back, delay, and then jump over. They can't do nothing about that. Nope. He gets sacked. Then they try it now, and they actually did it what I wanted them to do. James Cook, 1 yard touchdown. But that 2 point conversion, are you flipping kidding me at the 2 yard line and you can't get that, bro? Nah, nah. It's ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, I want to go ahead and say thank you so much, guys, for coming through to League One Wednesdays with myself and my co-host, Mr. Culler, Terry. What up, Culler? In the league, Culler, you sound like you are Domo Origato, Mr. Roboto, Domo, Domo Origato, Mr. Roboto, Domo. I can't hear you, bro. Something about your mic. Nope, it ain't me. Mm-mm. It sounds like there's not like a good connection. How about now? Nope. I think you gotta unplug your mic, dude. Go ahead and unplug your mic because your mic is just for some reason it's like not working. Just say. Um, but I will continue with my analysis. Unplug and replug in your mic, dude. That might be it. So it looks like you got abducted by aliens. That's actually kind of funny. It's a good one, Joe. It's a good one. Which
Any
reminds,
change?
yeah, and we're live,
All
ladies
right.
and
Now I need
gentlemen.
to make some other adjustments.
Go ahead and make your adjustment. Probably sounds super loud to you.
No,
Mm-mm.
I probably sound super loud to you.
No,
How
not at
about
all.
now? Is that okay?
No, you're good. You're good. You're not
All
super
right.
loud to me. Mm, mm-mm.
Now, does that help with the background noise a little?
You're good. You're perfect. How do I sound? Starts tomorrow. Oh, God.
Sound perfect.
Okay, great. Oh, these damn tickets. Oh God. Okay. Sorry. It's just there's a concert I want to go to, and I forgot to tell my
Really?
friend about
I
it.
wonder what that concert is.
Morgan Wallen. Yeah, let me see. Let me just real quick. Yo. Sorry. What are your stuff about the about this game? Did you get a chance to hear what I was
uh,
saying?
hear about what?
So you just got back here. Got it. Well, I was giving my analysis on this game on how I couldn't believe, obviously, that these 2 point conversions, man, and the lack of them doing their jobs, it was bad. But I was really most focusing on today's show because I've been talking about these 2 games all week. I'm like, what else am I gonna say? So I'm trying to like break it down. Regardless, the Buffalo Bills defense gets rewarded, and rewards the offense by forcing a punt by the Kansas City Chiefs, keeping it 22-21. Now at this point, everybody's thinking, "Holy smokes, the Bills are actually gonna pull this puppy off. Let's go, let's go." Again,
Did they
I don't.
forget
I'm
who they
not
were playing?
rooting for the Bills. I just figured
Did they forget
they
who they were playing?
I think they did. Because they give it up on turnover on downs next time, and then here comes 5 flipping. Let's take a look at this turnover on downs. Excuse me. Okay, James Cook up the middle for 4 yards. Penalty by their center. Illegal use of hands, 5 yards and force at the Buffalo 34. So now we're 1st and 10. Buffalo 39. Shotgun. James Cook right into Buffalo for 9 yards. Then 2nd and 1 at the 48. What up, LA Rams? Welcome, buddy. Davis left guard to Buffalo for -1 yards. And then freaking Connor fumbles and recovers at Buffalo 48. You just can't make this up. Then you got 3rd and 1, Buffalo 48, no huddle, up the middle, Josh Allen for no gain. Then we're stuck in that 4th and 1. Was that the infamous 4th and 1 that everybody was saying? Even I said it. I'm like, they didn't get it. Like, I don't know why these fans are like crying. Like, they didn't get it. But the opposing view, you clearly see that he actually passed the line of scrimmage, and I'm like, the Bills got that. Where that was that down, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Did you watch the game?
I did not.
Uh, okay, hold on. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I watched about 10 minutes of it.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay, I need to send this picture real quick. Okay. Sorry, let me share this puppy real quick. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, anyway, so I'll explain it to you. What happened was, in that particular moment, everybody swore that what do you call it? That Josh Allen, when he did the keeper, he didn't get it. Um, and you had two different line judges. Obviously, one that was the official line on the far side, and the other one in the closer. Um, but when you take a look at the replay, you clearly see that his forward progression took Josh Allen over the line, and he should have been given that first down, and he wasn't given that first down. Here it is. Josh Allen left guard, Kansas City, no gain. The replay official reviewed the short of the line to gain ruling, and the play was upheld. The ruling on the field stands. This is the part that makes it even crazy, dude. And that 4th and 1 at the Kansas City 41, they never called it on the field, bro. They never called it that he got the first down, and they never called it turnover and down. Neither of them. And then somehow the replay official reviewed the short of the line and said the ruling on the field stand. I'm like, nah, this is the crap that gets people thinking that this is rigged, because there was zero the entire time. I'm like, bro, what happened? Because they didn't even call it. How is this when they said the ruling on the field stand? I'm like, oh, okay, they
Well, they
gave him the
called
first
it. They
down.
called it by not calling the other way. As soon as the play is in the books, that's the called play.
But there is no,
So
they didn't call it.
not calling it a first down was the call.
But they
They
also
called
didn't
it
call
fourth
it. They
down.
didn't call it. They did not call it a turnover on downs.
They don't have to actually say it. But if the play is over and they didn't call a first down, then it's called turnover on downs. The ruling on the field is a turnover on downs. They don't actually have to say it. They just have to not call the first down. As soon as they place the spot of the ball, that's the ruling on the field. The ruling on the field was that he was short of the line to gain.
Yeah.
And they made that ruling as soon as they placed the ball, as soon as they spotted the ball.
They Well, you know what? I guess maybe, but
Well, that's just how the game
Jamie was right
goes.
there
I
with
mean,
me. It was a weird. The
as
fourth
soon
down
as
play
they
was that they
spotted the
didn't make the
ball,
call
that's
on
the
the
ruling
field.
on the field. The ruling on the field was the spot of the ball.
Okay, the ruling on the field was the spot on the
Was the
ball.
spot
That's
of
what
the
you're
ball.
saying. Okay.
As
They never
soon as
said it
they
though.
spotted the ball, that was their ruling on the field for that play.
But we don't know what that is.
Short of the line to gain.
They never said that.
It doesn't matter. They don't have to. If it didn't make the line to gain, they don't tell you every single play, like
I was
second
like,
and 2, that it was short of the line to gain. They just spot the ball and they move on to fourth down or turnover on downs or whatever. They don't call it. The call is placing the football on the field. That is the act of calling the ruling. They ruled it. They ruled the ball where they put it.
I don't know, bro.
Did they measure with the measuring chains before the
No, they
before?
didn't. They didn't do any of that. Is what I'm
Well,
trying to
then
say.
he should have called a. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They don't have to. They don't have to actively call something. The ruling on the field is where the spot of the ball was. That was the ruling on the field.
It just seemed really like really,
I didn't even watch the play. I'm just speaking in pure rules of the game.
really sketchy to me. That what do you call it?
And
That
in that case, it takes undisputable, undeniable video evidence to overturn it. Unquestionable. And that's why they said the ruling on the field stands and not the ruling on the field is confirmed.
I'm just saying.
The ruling on the field was the spot of the football.
I'm just saying. It looked weird. I thought it was kind of crazy
By
because
not by not throwing out his hand for a first down signal, that is the ruling on the field. I placed the ball here. That's where it is. He's not going to stick up his hand for fourth down because it's a turnover on downs.
I guess you make sense, color, but it doesn't make sense for my brain. But again, that's just me. But that was a turning. That was a turning point right there. That unofficial official play. Because I don't know how the replay official didn't see that he actually his forward progression took him over the line. I don't, and I'm not even a Bills
Were you
fan.
able to in the replay view, were you able to see
Yes,
where his knee was at the time?
he was standing the entire time.
Oh, okay. Was
The
forward
play was
momentum
him
stopped?
standing the entire time, and he
Okay, okay,
swung.
so now where was the whistle? When was the whistle at that
The
moment?
whistle was never stopped. The whistle didn't stop the play.
Did I know it didn't stop the play, but was there one blown?
No,
Okay.
it was blown way after they. You know how they like try, and then they push him back. After they push him back, then they blew the whistle. But the forward progression was there. Like you could watch the replay on that
Well,
particular play,
any
and
forward this is the reason I asked about the whistle, because any forward progression after the whistle, it doesn't count.
yeah, but it wasn't after the whistle. I totally agree with you, bro. Which I'm
Oh, I know.
aware,
I didn't
but
watch the game. I'm asking questions as if I'm an investigator. I have no I did not watch the game, so I'm just speaking. I'm purely asking logical investigatory questions.
all right, well, so yeah, it's gonna be what do you call it? It's gonna be very interesting. But those kind of plays kind of make you feel like, dang, this is rigged. And then here comes a five plays because obviously they turn it over on downs. Where did they turn it over on down? It was in the Chiefs. Oh, Kansas City 41. Excuse
Because
me. Yeah, that made
if
everything.
they would have blown the whistle early, then you'd have the other side arguing, well, they don't ever blow the whistle for the tush push, even though they should because forward momentum is stopped.
Agreed.
A lot of times, a lot earlier than they give them credit for.
Agreed. Agreed. But again, that was just a situation at the time. That's why I thought it was kind of ridiculous because
But
you
they
could
actually,
see a replay.
I believe they actually eliminated the in the grass rule a few years back. So that don't even factor in. Forward momentum has to be stopped, even if you're a quarterback. Whereas back in the day, if you had your arms wrapped around them, it was in the grasp, is what they called it, and it was a sack or whatever. That was their way of protecting the quarterbacks back in the day. I think it worked better, because these guys like
Yeah.
now, they come up, they rush up to the quarterback, and they just wrap their arms. They don't hit them, and then the quarterback sneaks out of that. Well, that's precisely why they had the in the grasp rule, was to protect the quarterback back then. They think they're coming up with new ways to protect the quarterback, but they're not. They had a better way back in the day. If the defender knew that all he had to do was wrap his arms around the quarterback, he's less likely to hit the quarterback.
Oh man, that's awesome. But look at what's up, Jet? He said, Miss Phins, Chat GPT gave me your game recap on the NFC Championship for this assignment for my class. Thank you. You know ball.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, Jet. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, I love sports, period, but obviously loves the NFL, which is why we talk about the entire league on League One Wednesday. So thank you, Jet. Thank you. Become a member, like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It really does help out. I know a lot of you guys. It always tells me like 20% watch every single day and don't subscribe. I'm like, just subscribe. Like, subscribe. It helps out so much. But I appreciate you, Jet. Thank you. Um, I don't know how the tush push is legal and they literally push Jalen Hurts, but you can't pick someone up or put them on your back and run forward. Makes no sense. Man, Jamie's spitting facts, but
Right, and I
it's
believe you can't do the same thing when you're on the defensive line when you're trying to block a kick. You can't push
you
another
can't.
guy through the middle,
Nope, you can't. You have to get now. You can jump in between, but you cannot put any leverage on
and
them
you
to try to
can't
get
jump
over.
over somebody. You have to
No,
jump
not over
between.
somebody
Right,
or use their leverage. But if you're right
right,
in the middle and you jump right in the middle, you can do that.
right,
And some guys are good at timing that puppy,
and
and they
getting
get it.
skinny.
But
You got to
uh,
get skinny too.
yeah, super skinny. But that's where we're at right now with the AFC Championship, guys. So again, Kansas City goes down, gets their touchdown, 29-22. Buffalo comes
Hey,
back
by the
and
way,
ties it.
real quick, as soon as as soon as the tush push beats the darling Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I bet you they changed the rule then.
Dude, they were so quick to change it that other Super Bowl that you were like, are they gonna actually change it? But then they
I,
realized,
I bet if it ruins the Cinderella story, they'll change it.
I hope Saquon and Jalen Hurts go for 10 touchdowns like that, bro,
Well,
and
speaking
just
of Saquon,
destroy the Chiefs. Like that's
despite
exactly what
his
I want.
spectacular performance two weeks in a row, I did tell you 127 was a little much 2 weeks in a row. Take the under, and sure enough, he was at like 119 or something.
Yeah, you're right. Like I can't even deny it. You know what I mean?
Still
Um,
had a spectacular performance. He just translated some of those yardage into touchdowns this week. So if you had him for 3 or more touchdowns, you were golden.
you were golden, that's for sure. So now we got the game tied 29-29 with the Bills coming back and scoring a touchdown. But here comes the defense. The defense did their job, man. You're talking about the two-time back-to-back Super Bowl champs, and you stop
Mm,
them from scoring a touchdown. You keep them to a field goal, which is what you're
mm.
supposed to do.
And under 30 points in a shootout playoff game. That's
Exactly.
actually a good deal. That's you
That's
know good
really
D.
good. That's really good by the Buffalo defense. But here comes the turnover on down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just take a look at it. We'll go reverse. This is the play that everybody was like, "Oh my god!" First of all, who was it that was open underneath in the flat? I forgot who it was. Was it Elam? Not Elam. Shakir. Shakir. I think he was in the flat, or and they were like, "Why didn't he go to him?" He couldn't. Ladies and gentlemen, in this very last play where it was fourth and fifth, which in my opinion should have never been fourth and fifth, but whatever.
Mm, 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 mm.
Um, in this particular play, when you look at it, and shout out to who was I watching? I was watching somebody, and they had the like a fan version, and they also had like the all 22 version. Watching it from Josh Allen's point of view, not like the TV camera, but the Josh Allen point of view, and then the opposite, the receiver's point of view, like looking towards Josh Allen. Bro, I'm not even lying to you. Dalton Kincaid had nobody near him. He had like a circle around him of 10 to 12 yards of no DB on him. Nobody, and the ball was already in the air. The ball was already in the air. And you're talking about one, two, Chris Jones is in his booty. Because this is a smart thing about Spagnola and what he did in this very last play. He called a all-out blitz. But what they did is they did a delayed blitz, and then the guys, instead of coming from the middle, which is what Josh Allen thought they would, those guys delayed and dropped back to cover the receivers, and then they brought in the pressure from the edges. So their running back didn't they the running back practically didn't even block anybody. It was Chris
Are
Jones
you saying they
full
fooled Josh
steam
Allen?
ahead. Oh, absolutely. Full steam ahead, unobstructed, coming for him and another linebacker, just coming straight to Josh Allen. I don't know how he caught that ball, completely blown assignment by the O line, and by him not
Well, the
calling his
running back
his.
is the
Oh,
last person that the quarterback talks to before the snap of the ball. So
yeah, bro, they fooled the
sounds
cow
like
out of the
Josh
bills.
Allen had his running back in the wrong spot.
He did. He absolutely did. But it was genius because the fact that the Kansas City defense delayed their blitz is what startled Josh Allen. And it wasn't like a super delay. It was like a quick delay. And when they delayed it, instead of coming up the middle, they actually came from the edges. That's what startled him. So when he caught the ball, even though Shakir was I think he went out to the left, and he was, I don't know if he was doing like a, I think it was a flat or like a jet or whatever, something like that. There was no chance for him to even get there. He had to step back and try to like come around the linebacker that was coming ahead while Chris Jones is already on top of him. And somehow this man in less than 3 seconds got the ball, dealt with that, and still threw the ball 40 yards in the air with plenty of power off platform. Like he practically threw that ball one legged off platform with enough arm strength where that ball arced all the way, enough air time, and when you look at it from Josh Allen's point of view, Dalton Kincaid is butt naked, dude. But when you're watching it in the broadcast, because they give you that like side view, you're thinking, man, he threw it in triple coverage. No, fool's goal, fool's goal. If you look at it from Josh Allen's point of view, Dalton Kincaid, the ball was there, and they still were not close to him in 5 yards. When they closed in, he still had 5 yards of an entire bubble for him to do it. Now, Dalton Kincaid was, it looked like he was running like a deep out, and when he stopped and he was coming at breaking off his route and he had to stop, plant both feet and try to come back for it, that's when you can see he tried to come back for it. But this is the thing, that was a perfectly thrown ball, and Josh Allen gave it enough power. He didn't throw it to the floor, he didn't underthrow it or anything like that. It literally hit this man in the arm. Like, had he actually, this is why I can't stand body catchers, bro. This is one of my biggest gripe with Jalen Waddle. Body catches. If the, instead of him trying to get it like a bread basket, which is practically thrown to him, he right here. Where's my little football? Hold on, let me demonstrate this puppy. And the ball ended up being in between, like getting through his right, like literally just like that.
You know why
Instead of
body catchers can't catch the ball, Miss Fins?
no, they can't.
You
I'm
know
done with
why?
it. But
Because a
but
body can't catch the ball.
mm. But had he
Only
actually,
your eyes can catch the ball.
when he actually planted his feet and came back, even though he was leaning, obviously he was practically parallel to the ground. If he would have used his actual hands instead of trying to body catch it, he would have kept that ball. And they would have kept that drive going. They would have been able to at least tie and go to. Now, mind you, there was a minute 33 left in the game. So they could have tied the game and still given way too much time for what's his name to go down there, which I think it would have happened. Score the field goal. And, oh my God, we still won, right? But
Yep.
at the end of the day, I can't.
But
It's
bodies don't catch
inexcusable
balls because bodies don't have eyes.
and inexcusable to me. Sorry, but based on my, what do you think of my recap of that play?
Perfect. I feel like I watched the game now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But that's literally it. That's what pissed me off because at first I'm like, dang, he tried, triple coverage, okay, whatever. But when you look at the replay, you're like, and this is why the fan base for the Bills, they're destroying Kincaid to the point that the defense and Josh Allen had to come to in his defense, like, guys, it doesn't come down to one play. It doesn't. It's a whole team effort. We gotta all do our best. But you know what? And I get that, and it's true because it's a team game. But you are not a top 15 tight end. You weren't drafted when you were drafted to not be able to perform in the most important moments. You're trying to get to the Super Bowl. There is no other game. You need to level up your game.
Kelsey
And
catches
he
that
did.
ball.
Who?
Kelsey catches that ball.
I would say 99 out of 100 times, Travis Kelsey catches that ball. And I'm being nice by giving him that one drop. But realistically speaking, 100 out of 100. Look at this. Drafted 23rd overall, I think. I think you're right because Dalton Kincaid is who I wanted the Dolphins to pick, but no. Who do we decide to get? Who do we end up getting? Jalen Phillips, which I love Jalen Phillips and that and his assets. But still, it doesn't matter. I wanted to get that insane tight end, and man, that was a disappointment. So back to back years, the same thing that happened to the Ravens with a rookie wide receiver who drops it and fumbles at the 1 yard at the goal line. Let's just be honest. Drops a pass in the middle to extend the play to be able to go ahead and go down there and actually win the game. Um, does it for Lamar. This year he had Mark Andrews, who literally, again, another mother bleeping body catch, and you're like, I just don't understand these tight ends when they're so good that they have no excuse, no excuse. Lamar threw a really good ball to what's his name. Even if you're falling, bro, you got hands and eyes. Like, no, no, you are too good for me to accept. Oh, it's a drop. No, Mark Andrews. Same thing, back to back years. Josh Allen deals with the same thing. Last year was in the divisional. This year was in the conference championship. And guess what? At the end of the day, if you do not have those guys stepping up their game, it's not one guy. Josh Allen can't do everything. And James Cook did exactly what he needed to do to win that game, in my opinion. So to me, Cook did his job. Josh Allen, I mean, he wasn't a perfect, but he did enough, in my opinion. But these positional players, man, they need to step up. And because now it's like, as a football fan, I'm not a Dolphin fan right now. I'm a football fan. You want to see good football, and that was just atrocious. That's what I mean. So John Smith catches the ball. Yeah, Mr. Paul. Oh, I actually do believe that. What's up, Phins and Jake? Welcome, buddy. Good evening, all. Hope all doing well. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Yeah, he's our newest member. Thank you. Jamie's right. Penguin hands, dude. I don't know how Dalton Kincaid didn't make that catch, dude. And I want to pull it up, but I don't want to get dinged or tagged or whatever. But I'm losing my voice. That's how upset I was. Not because I wanted the Bills to win. I genuinely thought that they had enough this year for them to do it. And and, and again, the Kansas City Chiefs show you why they're back-to-back championships. They find a way to win. And Andy Reid is one of the greatest coaches of all time. I love him. He's phenomenal. And that organization, they have the right ownership. They understand who they have as a head coach. And the front office works together to get the pieces they need. And they lose coaching staff, but you got a great head coach who actually knows what he's doing, and the ownership that actually allows him to make it happen. You know what I mean? It may not be flashy. They may be winning some of these ridiculous names, and yes, Chiefs fans, you're getting way too many ridiculous calls. I don't mind you getting calls. You earned it. Back to back Super Bowl champs, three in the last, what, 5 or 6 years, right? Three in the last 6 years or 7 years. You earned that. I give you that. But some of these are just insane. Like some are a little too much. Like you gotta leave. You gotta not. Like that's ridiculous. So, but that's where I'm at. What's your overall take? And what do you think? Because I know you said you only watched like 10 minutes, but overall, did you when you watched the game? I know we both had the Bills winning this game. You had it at 27-24. I had it 25-22. Um, did you also think that the Bills had enough to make it happen?
I mean, yeah, sure. They just didn't have as good a tight end.
Really? So you think that one play is the difference maker?
Well, I mean, probably not, but
I'm with you. I get it. And you know what? I actually think that this game kind of showed you something, the resiliency of the Kansas City Chiefs and the what do you call it? The creativity of that team to find new ways to do it. They clearly have been led by the defense. Clearly have been led by the defense this entire season. But hey, until I'm gonna tell you exactly what Josh Allen said. To be the champs, you have to beat the champs. And unfortunately for the Bills, they did not beat the champs. Just like they are in the Super Bowl appearances, 0 and 4. Literally in the playoffs, they are 0 and 4 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. At this point, Bills fans, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what else you could do. You got one of the four, in my opinion, elite quarterbacks in the league. But I don't know what else you could do, man. Look,
Not elite
just in
enough to
case
call the right protection against that zero blitz.
that is true. That's on who? On Allen. I didn't say he was perfect. I think he did enough, but there is stuff he needed to do better. Um, but Sean McDermott just can't get the Bills over the hill. It seems. Bills one corner was getting torched and Reed exposed them. Yeah, because their Benford, their normal corner, he was out, and they had career Elam, and Elam was getting cooked the entire game. It was so bad. Any play thrown his way was getting caught. Any play. So Elam got cooked. He got sizzled. Um, but that's what happens when you have one of your main guys in defense go down. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to make this game. I think if Benford was there, I think we might be seeing a different outcome. Maybe probably the same, but they could have given him. It would have been better for the Bills, for sure. So, to me, I find it interesting. But Color, man, dude, I'm telling you right now, this was still exciting. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes because I know you didn't get a chance to talk about them, but I know you really liked. Did you get to watch the Eagles at least in Commanders or
Most
no?
of it.
So let me give you a couple minutes. I already said what I wanted to say, but let me let you get some real quick. Talk to us about this game and what you think.
Well, I think the game was obviously a little better of a watch than the score looks. I mean, Washington just wasn't closing the deal, and they got to a point where they were forced to be going for it, and for on fourth down in their own territory, and that's easily can snowball into a 55-23 loss. But I don't think that they were like out of it as the score would suggest. And I certainly don't think I think Jaden Daniels was definitely ready for the day, and I don't think he was. I think he's going to be perfectly fine next year. I don't think we're going to see any kind of slump or anything. Shame it worked out the way it did, but I don't think they were expecting to be a go this year. They got they got an aging team, aging tight end.
They have
I
some young
mean,
pieces too. They have some young pieces, but obviously they have veterans in this team. But they have some young pieces. Their running back and their quarterback are both rookies.
yeah,
So they have good pieces
yeah.
that are young.
And they made it
Some
to
guys
the
that are in their
NFC
second year.
Championship game.
That what?
And they made it to the NFC Championship game.
Beating the number one team overall in the Detroit Lions.
Hard to hang your head low on that one.
For real, for real. Mr. Paul says we need to draft a tight end in later rounds or in free agency to complement John. We'll see. Spagnola set Allen up perfectly with that zero blitz. Joe Brady should have had a hot route ready in that flat. I know, man. I know. And it was supposed to be um what is his name? And I said it earlier. It was supposed to be one of the wide receivers, but it wasn't enough time due to some blown coverage by that O line and no protection for Allen. It was a free Chris Jones heading to him with no time. So I get it. I think this was earlier. I said this was a defensive led game by the Eagles. I think they probably had the most complete game out of the four teams that played this weekend between their offense, defense, and special teams. And I think that if they continue the same secret sauce and they Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over, he protects the ball, but Saquon is let to do what he does. Man, shoot. Don't be surprised, peeps. You're gonna see a. This should be a fun. I'm rooting. The entire nation is rooting for the Eagles, and I'm with them. Uh, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. As far as obviously, we both got the games wrong. You were almost close though. You said 41-27, so you were pretty close. We both picked the Commanders, but it didn't happen. As far as our impact players for last game, we both picked Daniels. You had Cook, I had Barkley, so um ended up it was a delay corner blitz, AB. Um yeah, I broke it down earlier today, but it was beautiful by Spagnola. I had Scary Terry, Knox, Bills, and Redskins, which none of them hit. But you, sir, you beat me. You beat me again, back to back weeks. You had Cook, Chiefs defense, and Eagles defense. So that
Hmm.
was pretty good. For this week though, because the Super Bowl, we're gonna do our Super Bowl thing next Wednesday, obviously, because it makes no sense to do it this week. I figured we can talk about the Pro Bowl. As you can
Hmm.
see, there's going to be some players that are going to be attending. Dolphins, they got John Smith, who's going to be getting. Are you excited about the Pro Bowl, sir?
No, ma'am. Not even in the slightest.
I want to see the skills competition. That's probably it. I don't care about the game. It's flag football, but the skills competition, I definitely want to go ahead and check it out. I think it'll be fun, to be honest with you. But that's pretty much it. That's all I got, man. I know we're
Short one
supposed to
this
do
week.
the what?
Says short one this week.
I know. It would have been even shorter, but because you came, we had to talk. So I'm glad you came. Thank you, man. You hear my voice. I'm losing it. What's up, True Blazer? Welcome, man. Kansas City, ciao. Oh, Kansas City Chiefs, yeah. For real. Playoffs feel like a war of attrition. Healthiest, deepest teams have survived to Super Bowl. You're not wrong. Jamie says, remember when Tua did the skills comp last year and looked horrible and was trying to make a joke of it? That was embarrassing. Bro, he came in dead last, the most accurate quarterback in the league. Came in dead last and couldn't even get to that 5 point, moving target. He couldn't even do that. Or get it in the hole, like the deep holes basket. So whatever. I'm enjoying the show here. Great job. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you. The pro is not what it used to be back in the day. Man, back in the day, I still remember as a kid watching, they actually used to tackle. Like some of these guys are like, nah, man, boom. Like they would tackle. Uh they should invite some college QB skills competition and promo. That'd be cool. I feel like that'd be cool. Tua has problems getting it in the hole apparently. I realized what I said and how it could have been taken, but yes. It is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all you guys coming through, man. You guys are amazing. This was a great, great show as always. Thank you, Color, for coming through. Fins and Jay says we get to see John in a water balloon fight or tug of war or some stuff. Uh, all I asked, dude, the language, the keep it PG-13. That's all I asked. Um, but your I was gonna say overall for this season, give me like your final thoughts, I guess, on this season now that we have our Super Bowl matchup, man.
Overall, I mean, down year on offense. I think we're starting to see the resurgence of this running game because the defenses have adjusted to all that air raid, so I look forward to that continuing and getting back to some decent football next year.
Good. And what do you think about the not your overall, but are you surprised about who made it to Super Bowl?
No, not really.
Why?
It's because they're two of the more consistent teams in the NFL in a couple seasons in a row of nothing but inconsistency.
You're right. You're right. Well, I have to. I have to agree. You're good, man, Vincent J. You're good. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, thank you so much for coming through. Do me a favor, everybody watching on Twitter, Twitch, or even YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, it really helps out the channel, guys. We're trying to get to 2,000 subs. That's our next goal. So help us get there. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. As always, guys, and shout out to everybody that donates to the channel, supports the channel, becomes members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For shout out to all the members that keep the party going. And shout out to everybody that donates, super chat, super thinkers, super thanks, all that super stuff. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It may not seem like a lot, a few dollars, but it's really appreciated. And it goes right back to the channel. So thank you guys so much for everything. Let's see here. Uh, Tyler Booker drafted? Maybe. I gotta take a look. I don't like to talk draft while the season's still going. We went 8-9 with Tua out 6 games. We missed the players in the last week. I'm not a Tua fan, but we shouldn't be far off. Yeah, but the severe inconsistency by him is what I can't stand. Not only in play, but in his inability to be available. That's where I'm most concerned in my opinion, but hey, it happens. And shout out to Jet. This coming right here made my heart warm. Like, really? Like, Miss Phoenix ChatGPT gave me your game recap on the NFC Championship for this assignment for my class. Thank you. You know, Mom. Thank you, man. Thank you, Jet. I appreciate you, dude. But yeah, guys, hit that like button, share, subscribe, color. Say goodbye to the fams.
Goodbye, fans. Fins up still
Fins up. Shout
somehow.
out to everybody, of course, of course.
And look forward to talking about the Super Bowl next week, I
Oh,
suppose.
that should be fun, though. It should be fun, man. Should be fun. Anyways, guys, this is Miss Fans. That is Color Commentary. Thank you so much for having us. You have a very, 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 very blessed day. Thanks, guys. Uh, I'll try to tune in next week. Fun show as always. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Take care and good night. Bye.